videos before about how, like, demons can invoke and embody people. So, like, not too long ago, I was talking to one of my neighbors, and it was so weird because, like, one minute he was Rob, and I walked to the store for him, and by the time I came back, he was not Rob. He was the embodiment of some entity, and I knew this. Well, even though I can't even remember which exact. So there's like Dante's Inferno and, the Keys of Solomon, but one of the demons of hell is like super like sloppy, foaming at the mouth, like drooling, drooling, drooling. So my friend Rob, who he was like literally just pouring saliva from his mouth, just nonstop, just running, and he was like kept calling me princess, which sometimes he's done before, but and again, even last night, like a little kid, the same thing happened with Rob as with this. My neighbors, the kids come over, but again, when you know too that it's not a kid or not a man, and so like Rob was foaming at the mouth, drooling, but he kept trying to touch me, and so I touched back, pass it back, like because energy transfer is real. They're trying to attach an entity of you. And same with last night with the kids. I made a post on my Legacy of the Lioness Facebook page about too how the Nephilim or the half breeds, right? When God wiped them out through flood or fire, they they became homeless. So like their spirits didn't die. So then they're wandering the earth, kind of like how the devil does, like a hungry lion looking for somebody to devour. Instead of to devour them, they are trying to devour them, but they're trying to embody them because they're homeless, right? So then also too yesterday, there's a little kid I hear screaming like, and again, Mama B, Auntie B, was like concerned, like what? And I was like laughing a little bit, and I'm like, God forgive me, because this is the funny thing, and I knew it was a demon took over the baby, or because again, she was just a screaming, but it sounded like Donald Duck, like nothing. It was just pure anger, okay, and it was not even like language. It was not human, and so I go outside to see what's wrong with my baby, and she wasn't my baby. She the embodiment of some animal spirit, and she's using a rock to chop up grass. Chop, 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 chop. And she's just violent, ruthless. You have to understand because their magic's not working anymore. And one of these rituals is she's cutting up this grass and they try to feed you, right? They try to feed you the spirit. The same way I've talked before about eating the fruit of the spirits, right? Love, joy, peace, patience, kindness, goodness, faithfulness, gentleness, and self-control. So she's trying to cut the grass, and she's like, oh, good num nums, good num nums. And to the point, like, where I'm like, no, don't cut the grass, because I, like in a previous video, was like, grass is alive. So basically, you're like murdering the grass. And it's part of this ritual, and she wants you to ingest. And so, but again, God told me too that their magic no longer works. And there's times to be praying over things and to be fearful of things, but always, even when you're fearful or not fearful. No. Not fearful. You're protecting yourself. But there's a time and a place, like I said, where you trust God. You don't have to fight anymore. God will fight for you. So you don't even have to pray or protect or focus on these things anymore. So God told me I didn't even have to. So I was still, but she was so mad. She wanted me to eat this grass, to the point where even she herself pretended to eat the grass. But again, this then trapped her in her own ritual. So she's now, the animal entity, because again, you understand the Trinity, which is the carnal, the temporal, and the spiritual. So the animal, the spirit, the soul, the essence, the divine, the divinity, and the mind. So mind, body, and spirit. But again, what you have to understand is at the body, we're mammals, we're animals, right? So what are you going to let be in control? This is too when we talk about freedom and free will. So because we are the embodiment of the Trinity, of the carnal, the temporal, and the spiritual, that's what the demons and the angels lack. Okay? That's that. Yes, they have freedom of choice. So freedom of choice for actions and how they respond and appreciate the creation, what they were created for. And this is another thing about they don't appreciate their creation, what they were created for, and that's what they were jealous over for humans, is that we have the Trinity, we have all three in us, and we get to choose. But that's why they're forever like hovering and roaming around, trying to take over, trying to. But what I was saying too about, so then, as I'm walking this morning to the store, I'm like Blockbuster, right? I see the street, I see people, and I'm over here a movie, and I'm remembering these situations that I've been in a different timeline and these things. But there's a part of a big part of the Bible, especially in the end of it, where there's a saying that says, "Turn your head left nor right, walk straight." The story of Lot's wife who looked back and then turned into salt. And then so too, on my way there, I see on the other sides of me something, and again. So I was trying to, because again, I wasn't sure. I'm like trying to remember, you're trying to process, right? But, and so maybe I looked left and I looked right, because again, I was trying to figure it out. But I'm walking, and again, I didn't process, but on my way back too, a woman came out of her house, but I know this woman's not a woman at this point too, because you understand the entities, and they're trying to attach. This is the last, coming down to the final moments, like we're in the sudden death round, right? The last final seconds of the game, and so they're trying. But this is the thing you have to understand. Hey, Bun, no, hold on, people. Come inside. My bunny is trying to scope out the porch because the door was open. So anyway, so then I'm thinking, even as I got home, and I'm reading the book, the Bible, well, the Book of Mormon, but so then I have this like gnawing memory of suddenly comes to me, and I'm like, oh, Lot's wife, and I'm reading the part in the Book of Alma that says how the people are at war, and that they're taking a straight path, looking neither left nor right. This is what you have to understand too. It's about fear. So you don't fear. This is why she was turned to salt. It's not that because she looked left or right or looked back. It's because she doubted God. It's because she was afraid. So even though I had looked left and I looked right, I was not afraid. Because I seen these entities and these people, I was not afraid. I was observant, but I still trusted in God and still had a straight path. And then real quick, because my recordings are going to shut off because of my memory. Yeah, I'll just leave it at that because I forgot what else I was going to say. But the whole point is to not be in fear. Oh, so a thing about time. So for some reason last night I'm reading the Bible, or the Book of Mormon, and something just like comes to my head, because again, they will project these fears and these things, these movies, these emotions on you. Yesterday I had so much anxiety. It wasn't even mine. All this pressure. Like time was running out. Like I had to do something by a certain time. And again, I'm like, pump the brakes first of all, because I'm not on man's time. I'm not on demon time. I'm on God's time. So again, you have to understand that even no matter how much you think something is supposed to be done by a deadline, or that if I don't do this perfectly, then I'm going to fail God. That's another thing. You delete it, because again, God does things in His time. His time is perfect. His plan is perfect. So what it looks like to you in the 3D, these feelings, these projections, these things, you can't let them attach to you. And that's how you really, again, use God as the guide and the tool to beat the demons, to beat the fear, to beat the anxiety. This is how you overcome the temporal and the carnal, the animal and the mental, but also to keep your spirit pure and your heart softened, and to not be afraid to trust in God fully. And I hope that helped you. Have a good day.